Hey guys, it's Uncle Rob, otherwise known as Uncle Bobby B here, and today we got another great episode with lists. I love doing these list episodes. In any event, as you know, if you've seen before, I did a list of my top favorite pieces in my collection, which were Transformer based. I'll put a link to that list below, but today we're going to do the other part of my collection, which is Gundam Models. So today, on today's episode, we're going to do my top 5 favorite Gundam Models. Alright, so before we get started on that, we are going to discuss again the criteria of this list, right? As always, one of the criteria is the nostalgia factor. Well, what I call the nostalgia factor, but basically it's what does the kit or that figure mean to me personally. So again, a very subjective list. If also in terms of like what the if it's the associating mech with the series that it's part of, so you're probably going to see most of these are Gundam Wing and Gundam Destiny Seed or Gundam Seed Destiny, because those are the ones I watch, and those are really the kits I bought. Alright, secondly is going to be, of course, aesthetics. How does the kit look? How does it scale, articulation, that kind of thing. But then the last one, is probably a big one, is the personal enjoyment I got in building the kit, right? The paint job, and how well did it come out? Like, did it do a good job? A paint job? Was the construction fun? Was the construction easier? Were they able to cover the seams, panel lining, that kind of thing? All right, so let's get started. Okay, so top it off on our list here at our number 5 position from Gundam Seed Wing is the Master Grade Heavy Arms. Alright, so I really enjoy building this kit. This kit kind of represents when I started to take a little bit more time in the detailing. As you can see, I added some extra, just some extra coloring here, the shoulders and the chest with some Gundam markers. I tried to panel line with a Gundam marker too, and I used a little bit of paint for the missiles. So this is when I started trying to add some more detail, not just snapping the kit together based on the plastic. So that's why I really enjoyed this one. Now you're gonna wonder, for Gundam Wing, how come I didn't use the actual Gundam Wing Zero? Mainly because I did enjoy all the gimmicks on this one, right? Like the opening chest panels, the missiles, the big Gatling gun, and things like that nature. I do have a wing, but it's not a Wing Zero, so this might change if I do pick up a Wing Zero in the future. But in the meantime, number 5, Master Grade Gundam Heavy Arms.
Meteors, lift off!
The choice we're making may be one of evil as well, for we call for peace, but with weapons in our hands. Nevertheless, allow us to break this chain of endless conflict.
Okay, so moving on to number 4 on our list. This is a bit of a big one here. So this one is the high grade Gundam, the Meteor unit with it comes with the Gundam Wing, the Gundam Freedom, but I put the Justice on mine. Mostly because I have a Master Grade Freedom that I want to build, so I decided to put the Justice on this Meteor. I love the Meteor unit. I thought it was a great gimmick in terms of the anime, that the Freedom and the Justice had a personalized mobile armor unit like this. So I thought this was great. This is a simple build. It's pretty much a hollow unit. There's no inner frame on this. But as you can see, I did paint it and panel line it. It's one of the first units I started trying to master the panel lining. Right, so it's not perfect, but it is pretty decent. And I just loved it. It's big, it's beefy. It really scales well with the high grade Justice. And with those beam sabers on it, it just looked really good. It comes with its own stand, so you don't have to worry about the display, and it really is a centerpiece on. It really does have is a centerpiece on any Gundam display you have. All right. So again, number 4 on our list is the Meteor unit with the high grade Justice.
Their headquarters.
Lieutenant!
Okay, guys, so we're coming down to the home stretch here. We've got number 3, and number 3 on my list is the Master Grade Tall Geese from Gundam Wing. This one's a recent addition to my collection, maybe a few months old. Picked it up on my last trip to Japan. So, and there is a review out there already for me on this unit. Yeah, just love this unit. This unit, it just really, I'm not the greatest at building these, not like some of those professionals out there, but for me, I really enjoyed the paint job I put on this. It really popped with the detail, the extra and the accents, and it's just really a great unit. The fact that I didn't paint the Vernier engines, but I did put a matte coat on it, kind of gave it some of that added pop, so it just doesn't look like it was snapped together right out of the box, right? But overall, you know what? I really like this unit. It was put together pretty well. Wish I had panel lined the shield, like I mentioned in my earlier review. But you know what? And plus, I really enjoyed. It was a nice antagonizing mech in the series Gundam Wing. I enjoyed this mech more than I enjoyed the Epion, right? I thought the Epion was, I don't know, the dragon form was just a little too much for me, but this like kind of Roman soldier look that it had was really appealed to me, and I thought it was a great antagonist towards the Wing Zero. So hopefully when if I pick up a Master Grade Wing Zero, this will display nicely with this Tall Geese. Alright, so again, number 3 in our list is the Master Grade Tall Geese.
You shouldn't blame me! This is mankind's dream! Mankind's desire! Mankind's destiny! To be the strongest! To go...
Okay, so we're at number 2, and this is another recent addition to my collection. I just have my... just had a review out on this one. So number 2 on our list is the Master Grade Providence Gundam from Gundam Seed Destiny. Sorry, Gundam Seed. So yeah, I just love this one. Most thing I love about this one is that this is probably one of the last kits I just put together, and it just brought all the skills I've learned together. The painting, panel lining, decals, as you can see. I really like the details I put on this one. I thought the paint job was really good. Put a nice matte coat on it. Put a matte coat. Didn't paint everything, so you had some separation in the detailing, especially for the shield and the backpack. Did a great panel line job on the backpack. You can see it really pops there. But yeah, overall, it's just a great mech. Now, this mech was probably, I think, in the show only for the last 2 episodes, so it didn't have a big build up in the show, but it was a great antagonizing mech, and it was a worthy adversary to the Gundam Freedom, especially because of the Dragoon system. So it was like that added kind of obstacle the Freedom had to go through. So I thought it was a great mech. I really enjoyed it when I first saw it on the show, and I did enjoy this build. Yeah, other than that, there's a drawback to this one, and maybe why it's not the number 1 unit. The number 1 is mostly because of the bulk and the backpack and everything. It needs a stand, right? So I don't really think you can have this displayed long term without it. So unfortunately, you have to use a stand. It does come with a stand, so that was a big bonus with the kit and didn't knock any points off. So again, number 2 on our list is the Master Grade Providence Gundam.
Damn piece of earth trash!
No, don't do it here! Stop it!
Okay, and here it is, my number one Gunpla in my collection, and really it should be no surprise that it's a perfect grade, but it's the perfect grade Gundam Strike. Okay, I did a recent review on this one as well. I picked this one up in Japan a couple of years ago, but I had just put it together recently. Again, I didn't do a full paint job on this one, again, because if you're not great at the airbrushing, mistakes show the bigger the model is. So I really just did a nice top coat on it, but what I really did like on this one is that I took extra decals from older kits I had, the spare decals, and I put it on this one, and I think it really added to the look, right? So it just gave it that extra pop, that extra detail. It articulates great, very solid piece. Does not need a stand, right? It stands very securely on its own. Matter of fact, the only thing I use the stand for is to display the Grand Slam, the big sword, right? But yeah, it looks great. It articulates great, and it really does capture the feel of the show, right? The anime. I watched the anime recently, and it's the anime's not as detailed as the model kit, so that's a plus for it. So again, there it is. That's our list. There's my number one, and that's the perfect grade Gundam Strike. Alright guys, so that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, that's just the five my 5 favorite Gunplas in my list. On my collection currently. I'm sure it's gonna change. I have a lot of Gunplas I haven't put together yet. I got a Strike, I got a Freedom, I got a Gundam Freedom I gotta put together. I've got a perfect grade Wing Zero from Endless Waltz together. That's the one with the big angel wings. And I've got a couple of like Gundam base exclusives. So I'm sure this list will change as we go on. And as I pick up more Gundam models, again, maybe I'll start picking up from series I didn't watch. I'm sure I'll pick up a Unicorn at some point. You know, maybe a Barbatos from Iron Blooded Orphans. I'm not too sure, though. The series is really good. I wasn't too thrilled with the mechs that were in that series. But that's a discussion for another time. In the meantime, I hope you liked this video. Give us a like and comment below. Subscribe so you get further notifications. In any event, I hope you enjoyed. And until next time, I'll see you all later.
Uncle Bobby B, baby. Uncle Bobby B.